Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. It is your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. Today, we're discussing a 2022 release using a movement that bowed in 2020. This is the Oris Aquis Date Calibre 400 in two-tone, steel, and yellow gold. So the watch is 41.5 millimeters in diameter. It's 13.4 millimeters thick, and it is 48 millimeters from lug tip to lug tip. You can see on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference. It's a good size for a modern men's dive watch. It's not particularly broad across the wrist, and the lugs are quite stubby, so I could recommend this watch for a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference. You can see that the lugs really are nowhere near the edge of my wrist, and it's thinner than you might think, though there is a little bit of an outcropping to the bezel. It should fit underneath most cuffs. It is a very colorful watch. It has a integrated rubber strap with a matte finish. There's a little bit of a spline molded in that continues the character line path of the slot between the lugs. Of course, Oris makes this, and they want you to know that. We have a completely new Oris strap on this watch, unworn. And then we have a buckle from Oris that includes a trigger release. You press the two triggers and it pops open. You can see externally it's polished and satinated. Internally it's satinated and engine turned. And then you have several divots drilled in the flanks. You have 3 pairs of divots, so you can use your strap tool to change the anchoring point of the strap inside the clasp. The clasp also hides any excess strap length underneath the clasp body, so there's no need for minder loops and excess length is hidden. Now the watch also includes a quick release system for the strap. So if you want to put it on a different Oris strap or even the bracelet that you can order, you simply pop open the retaining clip, you snap it shut to resecure. It is that simple. And of course, this strap is designed to be cut to length. So there are some perforations, scoring marks right there. So you can cut it in increments and get it down to your ideal size. There are little hollows on the underside of the strap that remove some material and make it more flexible as a result. The strap is a proprietary design. As you can see, this lug junction is proprietary. Screws are used to fix the bars in place, though in truth, with this new quick release system from Oris, you won't have to remove the bars to change the strap or fit the bracelet. We have a contrast between the polish of the lug hoods as well as the bezel itself, and then we have polish on the top of the crown guard structure. We also have polish on the outer rim of the crown. The remainder of the watch features either media blasting, as on the top of the crown, or satination, as you see in the mid case. The watch includes sharply broken out lugs, so you can see how they step out from the case band with a sharp crease. And that right there is distinct from many Omega and Rolex dive watches, and Breitling for that matter, where the lugs are always blended into the case band. This is a different kind of look. Screw down crown, 300 meters water resistant. We have screw fixed removable crown guards, so if they get gashed, they can be removed and replaced. We have a 120 click bezel that has a high grade detent. It feels really sharp. It's extremely precise. We have an inlaid ceramic cap atop the bezel, and by the way, the bezel is made of solid yellow gold. That's not bronze, that's not plating. So we have a ceramic cap on a gold bezel that has 120 click action. And as you can see, not only is the watch well loomed, but so too is the bezel, which has a luminescent pearl, and you can use the bezel to time anything, whether you're diving or surfaced. It's convenient 0 to 60 minute timer, and you'll note that even the seconds hand is loomed, which is good. Not every dive watch does that, but every dive watch should, because you need to know whether your watch is still functioning when you're diving. We all applique gold-plated indices on a dial with gold-plated hands. There's a date down at 6 o'clock. We have a fumé or smoked fade, bright at the center, dark at the edge, with a metallic sunburst grain that radiates out. The watch does include subsidiary setting modes, including hacking seconds and a quick set date. You can see how that works right there. Expected features. What's not expected is the movement. This is the Oris in-house Calibre 400. Very impressive. The big numbers are 5-day power reserve, 10-year service interval, and 10-year warranty. So even if you're buying one of these pre-owned, especially with this watch being 2022, you're going to get an enormous span of warranty, whether you buy the watch new or used. Now, the movement has 120 hours of power reserve, courtesy of twin mainspring barrels. Those help to avoid a big drop-off in amplitude after, for example, 24, 36, 48 hours. A lot of long power reserve single barrel movements run too fast when they're fully wound and then slow down dramatically as they discharge. With two barrels, you don't really have that problem. The watch is adjusted in 5 positions, which is impressive because that's the standard for chronometers. More impressive is the fact that Oris quotes a precision of no worse than -3 + 5 seconds per 24 hours, which is actually better than the COSC +6 -4 over 24 hours. All of this pivots on 21 joules. The watch does have a fascinating little rack and pinion micrometric regulator, but most of the adjustments are going to be performed using the Edicron screws that you can see off to the right of the regulator assembly. It beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour, so they don't use a slow beat rate to increase power reserve, which is impressive. And you can just barely see, but the escapement is full silicon, which means it operates unlubricated for longevity, and it is resistant to magnetism. Though the watch does not have a silicon hairspring, Oris has quoted sufficient resistance to withstand repeated and sustained exposure to 2,250 Gauss, which is impressive. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.